My name is Tanya Curry, and this is this week's Acumen Media Report. It's entitled, Are You Sure? Case number 637-2022. If you're here for joy, skip to the end of this report because it's another hectic one. There has been a ton of tongue wagging this week about gender-based violence, GBV. Largely because we had a holiday for women, Women's Day. We took a break from work, but the rapes and the beatings and the abuse and the sorrow and the death did not take a break. We celebrated women's struggle during apartheid, and they certainly deserve praise. But how does it compare to women today? Journalists say that one should humanize these stories, these monstrous stories that crawl across thousands and thousands of people. Stories so huge that in order to remove desensitization, we should humanize them. Let Tunny Boxberg understand the real story. Are you sure you want me to humanize the story? Case number 637-2022. Let's scratch the battered surface with Acumen Media by getting very personal with a very brave woman that I work with every day. Acumen is a team of women, strong, powerful, hard-working women. Between us, we support our families, yet too many amongst our small, powerful team have had relationships that they'd rather not discuss. Unspeakable things done that cannot be shared. My point is that out of a small group of women, the majority have been hurt beyond measure, by patriarchal and heavy-handed men. Women's Day. Are you sure? Case number 637-2022. Case number 637-2022. It's a number, a case number. The case number for assault. A case number to address the fact that our friend was beaten badly by her ex. This beating is not the first time. It is the reason she left a long time ago. This beating took place because of a visit to her son. Gogo was taking care of him, the mother of the baby daddy. She's not a young woman, she's a granny, and her son is a woman beater. Short story, baby daddy walks in, doesn't like what he hears. Next he starts climbing into his mom, screaming at her and then hitting her, his mother, the woman who birthed him. My friend couldn't watch it happen, so she stood between him, and that is how we now have case number 637-2022. He hit her so hard she fell to the ground, and he didn't stop there. She is not his wife. She doesn't even live with him. She left him, but she wants to see her kid. He hit his mother, and he hit the mother of his child. Case number 637-2022. That's actually not even my story. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. My brave friend had had enough. No more. This was the last time, and she wanted her son back. She went straight to the police station. She was sobbing. She was terrified. She was furious, and she was looking for justice in the right place. Are you sure? When she retold her story to the police woman, she made it clear that she wanted to lay an immediate charge of assault and that the cops should come and arrest him right now while he was still in the same house as that Gogo. Hurry up. The police woman took her into the back office, made her a cup of tea, and told her to calm down and asked her, "Are you sure, sissy? Maybe you'll be back with him again soon. Are you sure?" She was told that she would have to go and get a medical report signed by a doctor, and that this should be done even before she comes to the police station, and that the doctor would have to testify in court, but that they generally are a no-show, so she must make sure she gets a doctor who will come to court. Are you sure? She was told that she could get a protection order or lay a charge of assault. She couldn't do both. When she asked why on earth she couldn't get both, she was fobbed off and told to go and get her medical report. This is Actonville Police Station, by the way, just in case you think she's scared to name and shame. She's not. She's a rock. Watinta bafazi, watinta umbogoti. She took her bruised body to a GP because she's one of the luckier women that has access to a GP. So many women have to go to a clinic or a hospital. Do you know what happens to black eyes and broken ribs in our government clinics and hospitals? You wait for days, literally days, to be seen. Ask me why. Why? Because gunshot wounds first. I've been there, and no one can blame them. It's a fair point. Gunshot wounds first, indeed. Many other women would have given up already, dragged their weary bodies back home or to a safe place. Our friend, though, case number 637-2022, asked the GP straight up if he would come to court, and he said he would. But, and there's that but, that are you sure? The GP explained that doctors working in clinics or private practices have no time to waste on a failing court system. They are brought to court, and then there's either a postponement, or somebody doesn't turn up, or insert reason here. And people are left sick at their offices unattended. Are you sure? From there, back to the police station. This time she was told that she had to go to court and get papers for the restraining order. No case number yet, see? No charge, no docket, no case number 637-2022. Following the procedure, my friend does as she is told, gets to court, and 4 hours later they give her the papers to fill in. But now she is told that she can only file those papers the following day. She then asks why she cannot do it the same day, and there is no response from the peanut gallery. Are you sure? This is a true story. Back home she is, and more time lost. The next day, with an aching body and a determined spirit, she went back and filed for the restraining order. She got it, and then she went to the cops. The cops began to realize that this one is sure. She's not going to go home, not this one. This one needs to really be told, and in no uncertain terms too. So get this, they take her in a police van to the premises of the perpetrator, of which she now has a restraining order against, and they make her walk up to the door with them and stand there as the cops serve the notice on someone else in the house because the tow rag wasn't home. Can you imagine the story? She gets back to the police station, and then she says she wants to now lay a charge of assault, that she has her medical paperwork and she's done her court thing. So please lay a charge. Now, do it. This is days later, days without rest. Are you sure? They take down the case details, but there's only one witness, his own mother. Finally, a case number. Case number 637-2022, Actonville Police Station. Then the system started to move. There was a detective allocated to the case, and she received an SMS. She was given a number to contact him on. She was emboldened. Justice, finally. When they went to arrest him, the detective said he wasn't home. Days had passed. Days. Of course he wasn't home. The police called again, this time to tell her that she had to make the witness give a statement at the police station. What? Are you sure? That doesn't sound right at all. You know where the witness lives, right? You know because you wrote it down. Remember that bit about where she was beaten by her son, and you're asking the other victim to go and fetch the gogo from the residence of the man who she just got a restraining order against. Are you sure? They insist. They need it in writing. My friend refuses. Are you sure? Do you know why GBV is a scourge on our country, Mr. President? Because the system is orchestrated to make it nigh impossible for a woman to call out a monster. When I asked my friend about writing this column, about putting this story out there into the media space, she just listened. We spoke about the readers, listeners, media houses, and that there was a small chance that the community would drop a tweet to SAPS, share a post today for the case number 637-2022. What if one of those powerful social media presences highlighted case number 637-2022? I asked her again if she was sure. She said, please don't ask me if I'm sure. I am sure, very sure. So here we are, while we look across the media and see yada yada, Women's Day and Women's Month, disintegrated under a pile of media of Kagiso shutdown and the rapes on mine dumps. Here we see women being used to push a narrative of xenophobia, where the truth is a rapist, a violent man is a violent man. There is no need to know their origins. Why are we focusing on birthplaces? I don't get that bit. Are you sure you're going to use women's broken bones to push your political agenda on foreign nationals? Yes, you're sure. You know why? You've already done it. When the suspects were charged earlier this week, we learned that some of the illegal miners are minors. I suppose I must focus on the Zamazamas as media force-fed me the story repeatedly, relentless in their narrative. I was horrified when I saw the mining equipment that the Zamas use. Guys, we are not talking about a pan and a good eye. We're talking about cranes, hoists, drilling and mining equipment that would make Anglo envious. I kid you not. This is not men behaving like moles digging through a tunnel to get a couple of nuggets. This is a full-scale mining operation. There are settlements just for the Zamas across the country. In some instances, the only reason the entire town exists is because the Zamazamas work there. I'm surprised they haven't built shopping malls there. There probably are a few, actually. Why not? You made us believe that this was a handful of dangerous armed men, but the truth is, this is a fully fledged mining operation. Not only that, but amongst these very dangerous men are very dangerous teenagers, minors being minors, children being gangsters. Talking about children, are we sure that toxicology report from the tavern deaths is still not been released? Yes, I'm sure. What is really going on? Anyone? 11 boys died in a circumcision ceremony this week, dying to become men. Are you sure? Yo, let's get some good news before you go and hide under your bed. Sihle Zikalala. Remember him? He's my best to hate on. He's the guy who crowed about giving a whole 20 food parcels to the entire KZN province during COVID. He was hoofed as the Premier of KZN this week, and just as I was doing a little dance of joy, there it was, the new headline that Sihle Zikalala has been sworn in as the new Cooperative Governance MEC. What does that title even mean? Are you sure? Ace Magashule lost his appeal at Concourt. Yes! Sick notes at the ready, people, because the sheikhs are on their way. The public protector's case looks shakier than a green door, as we heard this week how she tried to make Ace's Vrede dairy farm story go away. Gumede, my other favourite villain, is back in the court, and the best news ever. Are you ready? Are you sure you're ready for the best news ever? Here it is. The government announced a war against potholes. They launched a whole new app for reporting on potholes. Are they quite mad? Are you sure? Pick a road. Any road. You don't need an app. Come on, who got the tender? Fess up. Come on. I'm noticing the news media was struggling to keep up because there were major electrical outages across the country and many were underreported. The only ones we hear about now are the ones that get bombed faster than you can pay for them, as Eskom launches a pay before you use campaign. Are you asking us to give you our hard-earned cash and then you'll promise to give us the likelihood of electricity? Are you sure? Seriously though? But seriously, why aren't the army protecting every single power unit in this country? I mean, is it that hard? Rudapurt became a live wire because of no power for days, and then the protests began. You know, the friend, With case number 637-2022, she's been without electricity for days because the area she lives in apparently owes Eskom a lot of money. This was the reason they gave her all those buts. But if you're going to believe me, you're not going to believe me, and this is absolutely true. She has a prepaid electricity meter, and it's charged. Eskom have suspended electricity to Khayelitsha as well. Khayelitsha, the place where broken promises come together into an airplane graveyard for humans. Are you sure? Oh, KZN flood victims, remember them? Well, 6,000 of them, whom have been promised housing since April, have been living in an open space in a Transnet building. No privacy whatsoever. 6,000 people. This week they were evicted. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. They were chased out of that building in such a violent manner that they left all their belongings behind. I say all their belongings, but what I mean is the little that they had left after their homes were washed away. Marikana, 10 years later, and victims still have not seen any compensation. In Ceres, a woman from an old age home was left outside and died overnight. Women's Month, huh? Are you sure? And where is the prez this week? Well, he told us how bad the woman thing is at a big bash. But there's no big plan. That Farmgate and couch story is being used as a batter in Buffalo. The step-aside rule is making people do the hokey-pokey so that he's got his hands full. Word on the street is that the Inyalas, not the buck, the actual army ones, have been seen carrying barbed wire to the northwest as we gear up for the ANC elective conference. So that's where our army are, huh? Protecting politicians. Obviously. There were other reports saying that the army is on standby. Stand by. Yeah, that's about right, isn't it? Not stand and deliver. Look, Women's Month did have some shining examples of extraordinary women. Not just case number 637-2022. We had some cool sports stuff. Golfer Ashley Buhai made history by winning a major. The Springbok ladies gained a proper sponsorship. And when talking about sport, my personal favourite story this week is Benny McCarthy. That Benny that Amazulu fired is now coaching Ronaldo at Old Trafford as the new Manchester United coach. Good on you, Benny. Bring on the red tide. Across the waters, France had a monster fire. Serena Williams is retiring. The Kenyan elections appear to have been rigged, and Olivia Newton-John died. Trump got raided and pleaded the Fifth. Something to hold on to. On July 20th, the man said to be responsible for some of the most significant fossil finds that shaped our understanding of our evolutionary past died in Kenya. Kamoya Kimeu, the son of a goat herder, whose natural gift for spotting ancient human remains among the arid badlands of East Africa became known as the world's greatest fossil hunter. He was believed to be 84. My week and Women's Day was actually tremendous. I've made my return to the ocean, and with 3 dives under my belt in 1 week and a weekend up ahead, I guess you can call me a scuba diver. It's so beautiful in Sodwana Bay. I'm so grateful to be back in the ocean. I'm Tanya Curry, and you've just scratched the surface with Acumen Media.